Have you ever been in a confused state where you're wondering why you so easily lose motivation on your task? Why you most often tend to procrastinate on the things that you want to do? You are not consistent, and you're trying and looking for ways in which you can stop procrastination, you can be consistent, you can be motivated and all of that, and it just feels like it's not working. Could it just be that the reason why you're experiencing all of these struggles is because you are not in line with that which you were meant to do? I've had people come to me expressing all forms of frustrations, like I've tried, I've followed the tips, but I still tend to procrastinate. I still tend to not be consistent. I still tend to just lose motivation and get bored. Well, in this video, we're going to be talking about how to unlock your potentials, find your purpose in God, and align yourself to that which God wants you to do. Who knows? That may just be the missing ingredient in your quest to achieving your goals. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is EmmySpeaks and I am Emmy. This is a space of motivation, hope, encouragement, and lots of fun. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so every week when I post a new content, you will be notified. Throughout the month of August, we are going to be talking about journeying with God to achieve your purpose. And today, being the first week of the month of August, we are talking about how to unlock your potentials, find your purpose in Christ so that you can be on a good start to achieving your goals the right way. Today, we are embarking on an exciting journey of self-discovery where we are going to explore the exciting world of purpose. I don't know about you, but I've heard the word purpose quite a good number of times in my years. Like purpose, fulfill your purpose, discover your purpose, find your purpose. And over the years, I've also had people define purpose in several different ways. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to stick to a very simple definition of purpose. Actually, a couple of weeks back, my son had to teach on purpose, so I helped him prepare the message. And I simplified things so that he would understand. I did not just want him to go out there and recite, everything that I have taught him. So the definition which I taught him is that which I'm going to be using here today. Purpose is simply the reason why something is done, why something exists, or why something is created. Simple, right? Now, that begs the question, have you ever thought about why you were created? Because of course, it couldn't have just been that there was so much vast space on the face of the earth and then God decides to create this beautiful looking human so that they can just beautify the world, fill up the empty spaces of the world and just make the world look all beautiful and appealing. So if it's not that, then what then? Have you ever wondered, what is my unique purpose? What is my unique contribution to the world? Because obviously, you are special. But what is it about your specialty that comes to fill up the wall so that it's now this big bowl of beauty? How do you come to a place where you can boldly say that this is why I am on earth? This is where I fit into the perfect picture of the world. And we are going to be answering some of those questions in this session. But as you already know, we never just dive into it. We always give it like a backstory. Let's look at why it is so important for us to understand our purpose, for us to come to a place where we can actually know that this is why I am on earth. Now, the thing about knowing your purpose is it serves as a compass that shapes out your path. Now, the thing about life is you're on a journey. Whether you know it or not, whether you recognize it or not, you are on a journey. The question is, are you on your journey? I have a leader who is always saying that you're either on your journey or you're on another person's journey, assisting the person to get to their purpose faster. There is no point in your life where you are not on a journey. Recently, we've been talking about achieving your goals. Before you even go further into setting goals for your life, setting goals for yourself, you need to have an understanding of what you are about, of where you are headed, of what you contribute to this world. So that is the first importance of finding your purpose. It helps you to have a clear path of life. It helps you to intentionally be on a journey. So life is not just happening to you, but you're conscious, you're aware of what you're doing, where you're headed, and how things are playing out for you. The second importance is finding your purpose helps you to stay motivated. There is a way that when you have an understanding of where this journey is leading me to, you do not easily lose motivation. Because irrespective of what is happening, you are sure of where you're headed. In my past videos, I've mentioned that one of the reasons why we so easily lose motivation is because we are confused. We don't have a clear path. And so once it gets blurry, we want to just, stop first and then take a deep breath. You might not see the end of the road, but as long as your path is mapped out clearly, chances are you're going to stay on that journey. Chances are you're going to keep going, because there is a way that staying on that path stirs up hope. It gives you hope that because there is a road, there's definitely an end. Because there is a road, it's leading me somewhere. So I can keep on going because I'm sure that I'm headed somewhere. Crafting out your path is a good way to keep you motivated. The next importance is it helps you to overcome life's challenges. Oh my God, I'm a big testimony of this, where sometimes life just really gets tough and everything is happening to you and telling you that you should back down. But you don't. And people are wondering, like, why? Why aren't you backing down? And the simple answer is, you know where you're headed. You understand the journey you're on. And even though life is constantly throwing curveballs, you have a glimpse of where you're going. And as such, you just can't give up easily. One of the reasons why we easily give up when challenges show up is we have not come to a place where we understand how big our purpose is. When you understand how big your purpose on earth is, challenges are going to suddenly look so small and you find it easy to overcome them. So, finding your purpose is a good way to help you withstand and overcome the challenges of life. The last importance I'm going to state here is it helps you to live a life where you're making a difference. Do you know that it's easy to just live life like that? You're just living life, You're not trying to make a difference. You're not putting in an effort. Your existence alone signifies a solution. But do you know that you can live life and leave the face of the earth without actually providing the solution that your existence was meant to provide? It's very possible. And it happens when you are not aware of your purpose. When you understand the purpose for which you were created, you begin to make conscious decisions around that. Your decision, your choices, the steps you take, they are all shaped by that picture of an understanding of the difference you're supposed to be making on earth. But if you don't know, then you're not going to be striving to make a difference. All you're going to find yourself doing while you're on earth is trying to make money, live, have a good life, and then die. But I can tell you, that is not the reason why God created you. There is more. There is bigger and better. If you can just find it, then you'll be conscious and intentional about making a difference on the face of the earth. Now we have talked about the importance of finding your purpose. The expected question is, how? How can you have an understanding? How can you have a clear picture of what you are supposed to be doing on earth? First of all, no two people on the face of the earth look exactly the same. That should ring a bell. Oh no, don't tell me identical twins. They do not look exactly the same. If you look at them keenly, you're going to realize that something about them breeds difference. Everyone is created uniquely different. We look different for a reason. I talk differently from you for a reason. There's a reason why I am the only person on the face of the earth whose eyes are shaped like this. What am I saying? Everyone is created uniquely different, meaning we all have our unique giftings and talents. We all have our unique beauty. The first step to take in understanding your purpose, in my opinion, is stop trying to be someone else. First things first. You are uniquely beautiful. You are uniquely talented. You are uniquely gifted. And if you're trying to be someone else, you're shutting the world of the beauty that you bring. The someone else you're trying to be like has already brought beauty to the world. The world has already experienced the beauty of that other person. Now the world needs to experience the beauty that is you. And instead of bringing it out, you are trying to be a carbon copy. You can actually be number one at that which you were created to do. If you are your authentic self and you dwell on the beauty that is you, you dwell on the giftings that is you, you dwell on the talent that is you. The way I talk is my unique specialty. Agreed, I have groomed it over time with trainings and all, but there is a touch in my voice that you cannot hear it from anyone else, no matter how much you train yourself. The first step to understanding and identifying your purpose is understanding and accepting the person that is you. Sometimes it may be challenging because there is an image that society has built in our minds of what is acceptable. Up until recently, I lived in a cage where I felt like there was an acceptable way for a woman to talk. A woman is supposed to have, all these very small voices. Hi, how are you? Up until recently, I thought that was the only acceptable way for a woman to talk. I don't have that. I have this voice which I have, which some people may say is too heavy for a woman to carry. So it took me quite a lot to be able to understand and accept the person that is me. The journey of understanding and accepting the person that is you may be a very long one, but you need to intentionally be on it. And that is the first step to identifying your purpose. In a bid to identify your purpose, another thing you might want to pay attention to is identify your passions. What are the things that bring you joy? What are the activities that brings you joy? Different things make people happy. What are some of the things that you do that really gives you joy? To some people it's singing, others is dancing, for others it's taking a walk, for others it's hiking. There are different things. So if you're able to identify some of these activities that brings you joy effortlessly, then you're well on track to identifying your purpose. Another thing you might want to do is identify your strengths and your talents. What are the things that come easy to you? You see how I find talking to you easy? Not everybody has that. I have a friend. Rather than talk, she would write. When we meet to hang out, most often I'm doing the talking, and she has things she wants to say. And she's just going to be pushing the ideas, not as elaborate as I would. Sometimes when we go back home, she can write an entire book telling me what she thinks about that thing. That is her comfortable space. She loves writing, and that is a space that allows her to just be her. That is a space that allows her to express herself. I'd rather explain myself, I'd rather be elaborate and explain myself than write. But no, not her. And she's actually a very good writer, very good writer. Other people need to train themselves to write as good as she writes. Other people need to train themselves to talk as good as I talk. But it comes natural to me. What are some of those giftings and skills that you don't need to struggle for? To some people, it might just be the ability to understand problems and figure out solutions. You're talking and you're figuring it out. My coach, she has that. You're explaining a problem to her and her brain is already seeing the solution in what you're saying. She'll allow you to talk, and at the end she'll be like, Emmy, did you see your answer in everything you just explained? Go back. At this point, you said this. Do you see where your answer lies? I'm like, yes. Oh my God. Why didn't I think of it like that? That's the answer. That's why I called you. And it's been right in front of my eyes, but I just couldn't see it because it doesn't come natural to me. If you are able to identify some of these skills that just come natural and effortless to you, then you're well on your way to identifying your purpose. The next clue I'm going to give, it's going to sound cliche, but to me, it's the easiest way out. Like, talk to God about it. It's that cliche, yes. We Christians, we always like to say, talk to the Lord about it. But who else do you want to talk to? Because from where I'm standing, there is a God who is your creator, who says that before he formed you in your mother's womb, he knew you. Who says that he, God, knows the thoughts that he's thinking towards you. He knows the plans that he has for you. Plans that will bring you to an expected end. So in my opinion, that's the best person to go to if you're confused about your purpose. There's so many ways in which you can talk to God and get answers. Spend time praying. Spend time meditating the word. If you spend time communicating with God through prayers, through his word, I don't see how he's not going to answer you. It's just like walking into my house and I'm there, and you're trying to find where I keep spoons and where I probably keep oil and Maggi and all. The cupboard is broad. It's going to take you a longer time finding it than just asking me. If you ask me, I'm just going to tell you. This literally happened. Earlier this week, I was looking for something. My older daughter is always doing this to me, always rearranging my room. Like, you come to the house, she has rearranged your room, and now she has displaced things. Things are in their own places. I woke up one morning, I was about going for a workout. There's a particular socks I love to wear with my sports shoes. Yes, I'm crazy like that. And I wanted to wear those shoes. I'm looking for that pair of socks. I'm like, where is it? I scattered everywhere. I spent a whole lot of time trying to find it. And when I finally got tired of trying by myself, I called her. I'm like, where is my socks? Immediately, she just went and took it out and gave me. It wasn't even hidden. But because I did not know where exactly to look, I was all over the place making a mess. I could have just called her from the beginning because, of course, I know that she's the one rearranging my room. So she's the best person to know where things are kept. Question: why do we want to take the long way around? Try by ourselves, struggle and struggle and struggle when there's an easy way out. Talk to the Lord. Communicate with God. Spend time with God in prayers, in his word, and he will give you the direction that you need. The last clue on my list is a very simple one. You can talk to your mentor. You can talk to your parents. You can talk to your siblings, your friends, the people you spend most of your time with, the people you're actually vulnerable with, because it takes vulnerability for people to know your strengths and your weaknesses. They might be able to identify these strengths for you. They can tell you, I've noticed you're compassionate. I've noticed that you love helping people. I've noticed that you're creative, you're innovative. I've noticed that you have leadership potentials. I've noticed that you love to lead. You love to, just take the charge and take responsibility. And that will help you to be able to identify some of these things. Now, when you identify these things, you don't just start running with them, right? Say, for example, I've identified that talking comes easy to me. I'm happy when I'm talking to people, and then I just go out there and start talking. There is a place where you ask yourself, how am I supposed to use this to add beauty to the world? Because if you're not asking yourself that question, you might identify your gifts, your talents, your skills, but you're using them for the opposite motive. You're using them in a way that does not add beauty to the world. Just like Paul. Paul had leadership potentials. He's always had it. But for a greater part of his life, he was using it in the opposite direction. He was using his skills of leadership and influence to persecute the people, as opposed to influencing them in the right way of life. So there is that part where when you have identified all of these things, you want to make sure that it is in line with the beauty that you're supposed to be adding to this world. If not, it's going to be a disaster. Paul experienced a dramatic transformation. But you don't have to wait for your transformation to be dramatic. How about you just identify these things and align them with God's heart for you, with that which God destined you to be? I could be using my voice to do so many other things, but because I was able to find an alignment with God's heart for me, I'm using my voice to do that which God has called me to be. When you identify all of these things, don't just get up and start running. Find alignment. How does this contribute positively to the world I am living in? I was discussing with a friend of mine, and we were just talking about, You know what? Sometimes we live in this life and all we are focused on is, I want to make more money. I want to be comfortable. I've been delaying my gratification. There's going to come a time where I'm just going to build a comfortable house and live in. And then when you die, what? When someone dies, different people take different times to overcome the pain of their death. And the reason is because they affected different people differently. Their impact was felt by different people differently. When you think about creating an impact in the life of someone, then it's going to be an intentional process. We are all on earth to create an impact, to leave a legacy. Because if not, we will not be talking about Jesus today. We will not be referring our lives to the lifestyle of Jesus. And no, it is not just because he is our Lord and Savior. It is because he came to the face of the earth and he left a mark. He left a legacy, and his legacy lives on. When you think in that perspective, then you would want to align your life to the purpose for which God has for you, because he says that these thoughts that I'm thinking towards you, they are thoughts of good, to bring you to an expected end. What is the expected end? An end where you get to leave an impact on the face of the earth. At the end of the day, do you want to be remembered as somebody who just lived on earth and died? Or do you want to be remembered as somebody who lived on earth and made a difference? You can make that choice today. Embark on an intentional journey to identify and understand your purpose. Then you begin to pursue it. One last thing. The journey to finding your purpose is a journey to intimacy with God. Because he has the blueprint. He unveils the plan. The moment you go out of God, the path becomes blurry. I encourage you that this journey of discovering your purpose is a journey of constant intimacy with God. The way in which you understand your path and you keep it very clear is if you stay connected to the one who maps out the road for you. I hope that this encourages you. I hope that this motivates you. I hope that this inspires and encourages you to set on a journey to discovering your purpose. And maybe you were already on that journey where you got to discover your purpose, but along the line you disconnected from God. I hope that this also encourages you to come back to your Maker so that he can continue to clear the path for you to follow. Remember that your purpose is not a destination, it is a journey. I encourage you to be patient, to be persistent, and to be open to God's guidance. And while you are on that journey, embrace the joy of discovering, connecting, identifying the person that is you. Even if that is the only thing you get out of this journey, it is big. It is a win. Enjoy the process of connecting and accepting yourself. Thank you so very much for listening. I hope to see you on the next video. But until then, if you have any questions, if you have any worries, any doubts, I'm open. You can always drop a comment to let me know. In the meantime, stay motivated, stay inspired, and go out there, discover yourself, discover your purpose, and be a contributor to the beauty that lies in the world. Always remember, I am Emmy. When Emmy speaks, she speaks to the world. Are you listening? Bye!